Welcome to the Refined Life Podcast. Welcome to the Refined Life Podcast. In a world of podcast, only one will stand above them all and be AF.
Joe Rogan?
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
And if so,
Anyway, I'm Bigg Vinny, Jeff Suter over here, my buddy Jared Blake. We have the Refined Life Podcast. We are Refined AF. And we're here to talk to you today. And old Jeff has brought something to our attention that we might need to put a little more time on today. So, Jeff, why don't you go ahead and take it?
So it turns out, over the past 2-ish weeks, I keep getting beat up in the middle of the night. Here we go.
Oompa Loompas. I saw that in the Wonka movie.
Yeah.
Autumn has not been able to sleep due to my snoring. And I've never been a snoring person. It's like, this is new. And then Tuesday, I'm in the gym with one of my workout partners, and he has a tweak in his back. And I said, what happened to the back? He said, man, pinched a nerve this morning. He said, I woke up to Ashley, his wife, reached over and just pounded him in his kidney, not intentionally, but to wake him up, but due to his snoring. And then Autumn's best friend last night, Amanda, says that her and her newborn are having to sleep on the other side of the house due to Ryan snoring. None of us have ever been snorers.
Do you all have pinched nerves?
I do have a pinched nerve currently.
And what about Ryan?
I don't know. Is that a thing?
I don't know. You mentioned the other guy.
He pinched his nerve due to his wife beating his ass
Due
due
to
to his
snoring.
snoring. Yeah.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah,
I don't believe I've ever injured.
Your theory was good in theory.
I definitely,
It was fantastic.
I definitely snore, but I don't think I've ever injured myself because of my snoring.
But so here's two-ish weeks ago, I was talking to my assistant Jamie about this, and she said, well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I've bought these nose strips that, the Breathe Right strips. And so we're 2 nights in, and Autumn has said it's been fantastic. I haven't been snoring. So I'm thinking we've hit a home run, and I tell her about the Breathe Right strips. She said, Philip snores. I've just always dealt with it. So she goes and buys him Breathe Right strips on the way home and says, I don't give a damn what you do. You're wearing these tonight. And he hasn't snored since. So I'm thinking these things are miracle workers. I have started snoring again, even with the Breathe Right strips on. So here's where it gets good. I ordered these things called hostage tape. Have y'all seen it?
Yeah.
Well, I wore it.
Hostage tape?
Hostage tape.
Yeah, you put it on your...
Sounds like
because
something I
he's a
need
mouth
to.
breather.
You tape your mouth shut. And I wore it for the first time last night, and I didn't snore.
Because you breathe through your nose.
Because it forces you to breathe the way you're supposed to breathe, through the nose.
Well, I stayed awake all night one time just to see if I would snore. Didn't snore once. So all these some bitches that say I snore, I don't believe it. I stayed up.
I can see that.
No, my snoring. So I normally, if I snore, it's when I'm laying on my back with my head slightly tilted back too far. Like if I get on the pillow like this, as long as I stay pretty level, I breathe pretty normal. If I sleep on my side, if I'm sitting in a car, I'm like that, the whole time. But I sleep on my side. I'm a side sleeper. I've always been a side sleeper.
Yeah.
So I don't, I think unless I get in a position where my arm is up more, I won't really snore. My wife's never said that I have. She'll say, hey, yeah, you're snoring, but she's never said like it was like this crazy loud snore. I slept in the room with Jared quite a bit. I don't really ever notice him snoring too much.
My wife does.
But I mean, when I say snore, like if somebody's just like that doesn't bother me. But I've been in the rooms with some of these people that are like,
Yeah, you can hear it from 2 rooms down. Yeah.
and I'm like, we was with a drummer we had named Mike Bailey. And I thought it was always, bigger people who snored because they got a lot sitting on their chest, This dude was skinny as hell. And he had sleep apnea, and he wouldn't wear his CPAP. And he'd sit there. I'm telling you, I thought he was dying one night. First time we ever roomed together, we was at a Days Inn in Georgia playing at the Beta House. And this is no joke. I was laying there. I was just getting into my groove, just about to go to sleep. I'm like, bro, wake up. You're dying. No, I got sleep apnea. Well, I don't know what you got, but you're about to die. I was like, so listen, we're going to have to figure this out. Next thing you know, I'm knocking on Butter's door. I'm like, bro, I can't sleep in here with this dude. I was like, we're going to have to make Rodeo, the bass player, sleep with the drummer. I was like, this ain't going to happen no more to me. I never slept in the same room with you again. And he goes, yeah, I forgot my CPAP. I'm like, yeah, well, when you go on the road with us, I ain't no forgetting that CPAP ever again.
So this story is exactly why I think it's important to talk about, because it could lead to a more refined life. How many married couples sleep in separate rooms due to snoring?
I don't know, but it ain't going to happen in my house. I'm ready to tell you that. We'll figure out whatever we got to figure out. But that I feel like that's the death of my marriage, sleeping in a different room
So
with
it's
my wife.
funny you say that too, because 3 nights ago, so there was one night a few nights ago where I was tired of being woken up due to my snoring.
Oh, and I can understand that.
Right? Because it's like, well, one of us has a choice to make here.
Right.
Either you get your ass up and leave, or I get my ass
Yeah,
up.
something's got to give here, right? And so I said that, and she goes, why are you getting so mad? I said, I'm trying to sleep. Now, I'm not taking away the fact that I'm keeping you awake, but one of us has to make a decision here. So I said, if you wake me up again, I'm getting up. I just like, we have to sleep.
Right.
Period. And so she woke about 10, 15 minutes later, she woke me up again, and I grabbed my pillow, my phone, and went to find another bedroom. The next night, when we're laying down to go to bed, she poses the question, is this going to be the end of our marriage? And I said, well, are you going to allow it to be? And she's like, well, obviously not, but it's just, this is a real struggle. And I'm like, it's something we're going to get through. But then over the course of the last couple of days, I start hearing of all these people that sleep in separate rooms due to the snoring.
Yeah. I think it can be a number of things, not just the snoring, but like, I mean, me and my wife, we have a compromise. I have to have the fan on because I get hot. You know what I mean? She doesn't like the room temperature to be below 70, 71 degrees. So if that's going to be that case, I need the fan on high, blowing, and half the time I don't even have no covers on me. She's still getting cold. So you know what I did? I went and bought her a heated ass blanket for her side of the bed. And I said, you keep that shit over there on your side because I want to be over here sweating all night. Now we got dogs and kids sleeping in our bed. But still, I mean, I think it could be, what you prefer when you sleep. Some people like the TV on, some people don't. I can't stand the TV on. I love to watch TV, but when I'm ready to go to sleep, turn that thing off.
Yeah.
I want it pitch black in the room. I want it cold, but I want there to be noise going just because when I'm laying there in complete silence, I'm like, dang, this is weird. I grew up with, a bunch of brothers and sisters. So I think snoring can be one piece of it. But I mean, just sleep habits in general, everybody has different ways that they like to sleep. So unless you married somebody that's 100% compatible and likes to sleep the way you like to sleep and snoring doesn't bother or whatever, you're going to probably have some issues come up at some point. I think when you look back to our great-grandfathers and grandmothers, a lot of times they had separate beds at least in the one room, if not separate rooms. Now for me, I love to cuddle until I'm ready to go to sleep. Then I want to roll over and go to sleep.
Yeah.
I love making love, I mean, I like to make that the first priority. Let's make some loving. Then we'll watch Netflix and chill, But, yeah, I would
Chills and Netflix.
Yeah, I like to chill. She likes to get, the other day, she goes, I don't know what's wrong with my shoulders. I'm like, I do. You sit with a hot-ass blanket on your back all night. I said, they're all mushed up. I said, you've been cooking your muscles all night long. But, no, I mean, I don't think I could ever sleep in the different room. I enjoy. I mean,
a couple nights here and there, sure. If there's an issue, but making that a normal practice.
I don't know that I slept that night when I went to the other bedroom. I could not go back to sleep.
Well, then you're worried
for hours.
I mean, I think you're worried about, are they mad? I don't want them to be mad. I'm just trying to get some sleep. But then it's I know you were frustrated when you left because you're like, damn it, I'm tired of getting woke up.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thought. I don't think I think you just need to have that talk. Look, I love you. But we got to figure this snoring thing out. Whether it's but the thing is, you get a CPAP machine, then you got to.
Right. So I know for me, definitely, when I was drinking, if I drank heavier, definitely snored a lot more that night. But I think that's a multiple thing. Because I looked it up while you guys were talking about it, and the 5 most popular reasons people snore is sleep posture, being overweight, alcohol/smoking, sleep apnea, and nighttime allergies. And for me, I have a lot of different allergy issues, and definitely when I was drinking, that heightened that even more. But I'm still doing it, and it made me go back to the sleep posture to looking like what that is, because you guys were also mentioning like sleep on your side. I like to sleep on my side, but I also noticed that I typically like that dead arm thing that you were talking about in the last episode, or I'll get in this position like this, and then I'll wake up and be like,
Dude, I hate when you
the worst feeling.
You don't realize your arm is hanging off the bed like this.
yeah.
And then you go, oh, it like hurts.
Yeah,
You gotta use your other arm to pick it up.
And I hate that. So I've been. I was reading like they said sleep on your back and let your arms be to your side, so you keep keep good blood circulation and everything going on. But then I start snoring more on my back, which is exactly what that's it. So I think mine probably has more to do with allergies. But I've thought a lot. We had a cold not long ago, and we had to do this nasal rinse thing. Dude, the things are expensive, but like it clears your sinuses out. And I know there's like professional ways of doing that too. So I've almost thought about that. I was like, I wonder if I just go to that on a pretty regular basis, how much that cleans things out and allows me to breathe comfortably so I don't open my mouth. Because like when you said putting the tape across my mouth, it's like, I'd have a fit. Like my nose is always too stopped up for that. Like I just breathing so much harder through the nose.
It definitely has the warning that if you have trouble breathing through your nose, do not put this on. And then it says, do not.
I can tell you something that's helped me. I mean, like I said, I've never really had, even when I was big, I mean, when I got tested for sleep apnea on Biggest Loser, mine was like 20 times an hour, which in the scheme of things was nothing bad. Some of these people,
I don't even know what that means. 20 watts an hour.
Like 20 times in an hour, I would your flight or flights. So I would, if you cut it down, so I was sleeping a third of the time, and the rest of the time was, fight or flight senses are waking you up. Ramon, who was on there, was like 68 times an hour.
Wow.
Meaning he never slept for a full minute, ever, without going, without his fight or flight. And that can cause your cortisol levels to go through the roof because you're constantly having that fight or flight. So, which is going to make you more stressed out, more worrisome, everything else the next day. That's why sleep is so important. So getting good sleep, it's not even about how many hours necessarily. I mean, obviously you want to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep if you can, but if you get 6 to 8 hours and it's constantly interrupted and constantly waking up, you could get 4 hours of good, real sleep, and you'd be way better off the next day.
Yeah.
And they make things now that you can measure that with to know what kind of sleep you really got. But I mean, it's got so much to do with your health and fitness, and so much to do with your, whether you're losing weight, gaining weight, all those things, can come into play. So I'm a firm believer in spend money on your mattress. Get you a good mattress. Get you some good pillows. I love the MyPillow. For me personally, it's my favorite pillow.
I got the medium of that though, and I don't like it as much. Everybody's been bragging about it, and I should have got the
stiff one.
Yeah,
yeah,
I should have got the stiff one. You like your stiff? Mm-hmm. You like the stiff one?
It's a stiffy. Yeah, it's nice.
Does your wife like it?
Oh, she loves it. No.
The stiff one.
Yeah, the stiff one. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes she likes it not as stiff.
Huh.
Yeah. She's 4'11", so her neck's way up like this when it's too big.
Well, you talk about the bed. Like we just got back from Gatlinburg with the kids, and I literally took the sheets off of this bed after sleeping in it to take a picture of the tag on it.
So you could find out what they were.
Yes, because I wanted to remember it, because it was one of those like one of those nights that you go to bed, right, and then you wake up and your hair is still in the exact same position it was when you laid down.
You're like, holy crap!
You're
I didn't move
wow,
at all.
I slept amazing. I didn't move. I laid down.
Oh, dude, I'm a firm believer. Get you really good sheets, high thread count.
Yep. Those, but our mattress is getting old.
Yeah, you got a 200 and something pound dog up there, or 150 pound dog up there every night too.
It's more like how much money we paid for the mattress when we did. It was a long, long time ago, and you're like, really? I feel like that much money should be a lifetime mattress.
Yeah, you get 10 to 15 to 20 years at most.
Yeah, I think we're over 15, but it was like $5,000 for the mattress, and something in my head is like, nah, I think we got a few.
Well, the good thing
years.
is now you know somebody in the furniture business, and he can get you a really nice one for not what you normally pay. I won't call him out, but just know that mattresses, whatever you're paying for them, you're probably paying 700-800 times more than what it actually cost.
Mm-hmm. Luckily for me, Jen's getting those deals now, and even with those deals, I'm still like, that's a lot. I look at mattresses the same way I look at razor blades. You know what I mean? You go to buy that razor blade, and you're like, you freaking kidding me? $18 for 3 blades? $18. I don't know why.
I got
certain
the
things.
One Blade a while back. I love that thing.
Now I'll give you $8 for one cup
You
of
have one
coffee.
of the One Blades?
I
The
don't
ones
have
got-
that.
It's called One Blade, and it's like a razor, but it's also like a trimmer. Man, this thing is great. You got to check it out. It's really
So
cool.
one blade.
It's called One Blade by
Menon.
Norelco by Menon. No, but I think
Menon
you should
who?
spend money, but also on your pillows for you. Like it's something you should try because the way I solved it was I put one pillow underneath, like this, the underneath kind of my arm, the upper back part. I put a pillow there so it raises it, so I'm not putting all the pressure on me like this. And so that kind of gives me a little adjustment there. I put a pillow behind that, and then my pillow on top of it. And so those are two stiffer pillows, and then my pillow is stiff, but it's not like those. They're like bamboo type.
You like the
pillows.
stiff ones?
I love the stiff ones. I like to put my head on stiff stuff. But anyways, I lay there, and now my arm doesn't fall asleep. I don't. If I do snore, it's not enough that my wife's getting pissed off about it. Well, she's normally asleep before me, so that might be a good thing too. But it solved my shoulder issues, like all that kind of stuff. I mean, but they make a side sleeping pillow that you can literally buy that your arm goes up under and it elevates you off of it, so you're not pinching the nerves in your shoulders. I think your shoulder pain that you were having and some of that trouble probably came partly because of the way you sleep.
Oh, it has a lot to do with the fact that every night my arm goes underneath my wife's neck,
Yeah.
and then I fall asleep, and it's
You're
there.
like,
Yep.
what's that? That was a song. It's like, you look so damn perfect when you're just lying there asleep. I don't even want to move it. I don't want to wake you up. Brad Paisley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live for little moments like that. Anyway,
So what I heard Vinny say to you, Jeff, was that get yourself a stiffy, and you won't snore anymore.
and your wife will be happy.
Yeah.
'Cause you won't be
If you get
snoring.
a good
It's a twofer.
stiffy, if you get a good stiffy to make your wife happy, and you won't snore anymore.
No, I think honestly,
Get her a stiffy too, for that
when
matter.
you first started talking
why
about
not?
this, when you first started saying I want to have a whole episode about this, I was like, a whole episode about snoring. But now when you start talking about it, it's not just about snoring; it's about just sleep in general.
Yeah.
And how
Yeah.
most of the world is not getting enough good sleep. Now we know some people that sleep 12, 13 hours, and they don't want to have a job. But I mean, I just think like it's
Some of them are kin to me.
yeah. Some of them live in my house and
No.
sleep in the.
No, not anymore.
Oh, that was the thing I saw. He goes, I love it how I keep getting told I'm wrong every day by people who depend on me for their food and shelter.
Was that me that told you that?
No, it was a TikTok video. I'll send it to you.
It's
though.
definitely something I've said before.
I
I mean,
love how I keep getting told what to
how
do by
many
people
people
that
get
depend
their
on me.
8 hours?
Oh, I never get 8 out.
But how many do?
Man.
And they still complain of how tired they are.
Yeah.
Well,
My
now-
wife has that issue. I mean, there's times when she'll be like, I know I was asleep for 8 hours, but I don't feel like I slept good at all.
But I will say this though, I don't, and you're in the business a lot more than I do, so maybe you know something different. But I don't know anybody that I see that's ripped out of their mind that doesn't seem to get 8 hours of sleep.
Yep. No,
I mean, they stop eating at a certain time. They're still up for a couple hours. They go to bed. They sleep 8 hours. They get up. They make a healthy breakfast. They go to the gym. Now, most of those people don't necessarily have what you'd call a job during that time because it's pretty tough to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're
know
all an example of like it's hard to do that.
you know
But
what's crazy to me is when I'm eating my cleanest, my energy goes through the roof. And I already have so much energy anyways.
Mm.
But like when I did the fasting thing, I mean, my body got cleaned out. But I was like this. I mean, I was drinking no caffeine, no, none of that stuff. And literally like the third day, second day of the fast, I'd be sitting there like this. It'd be 11 o'clock at night. I'm just like, let's go outside and let's wrestle a bear right now. Hadn't had no caffeine, was low on calories, all this other kind of stuff. The amount of energy I had was baffling me because the first day I felt like shit. I'm like, dude, this sucks. I've been fasting now for 7 hours. The first day. You just wake up and you're like, I got to get something to eat. Oh, okay, crap, I can't. I think it's almost the mindset of like, dude, I can't eat that makes you want to eat more.
oh, for sure.
And then, but by the time I get to the second day, I'm like, I want to do this thing. I'm going to make it through the day. And then you get all this energy that just comes out of nowhere and you don't get tired. Now, I don't suggest that you go and try and lift heavy weight. That's
Yep. I did that.
That's a disaster.
Did you try?
Oh, I did. The very first time I did the fast with my wife a couple years ago, I got to that. I got to that second day, and I was already irritable. I go in and go to work out, and I was like, you know what? I'm about to kill this workout. I did. I got done. Let me tell you something. I was drained. I was lethargic. I was like, dude, I gotta get something. I was so hungry. You ever go swimming, like really actually swim, not just get in there and play in the pool? Dude, it makes me more hungry. I felt like I had been swimming for like 8 hours straight, like just, and because you're holding your breath half the time, you're moving your head back and forth, going. You get done, you're like, and your stomach just like, I need food. That's why Michael Phelps eats like 20,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
Dude, but mine was a little different. I didn't make it through the workout. It was more the issue of I still worked out, but
You wasn't as
it was
strong.
one of those times that I was pushing heavy in the gym, and then we hit this fast. And dude, it was like every single thing. I walked in the weight room feeling like I was
Put 135 on the bar, and you're like,
yeah, dude, it was like that.
Why
It
does
was
this feel
literally
so
like it
heavy?
was like, why is that heavy? That's not supposed to be heavy.
I normally warm up with this for like sets of 20. Dude, I had that thing happen to me. I was like, am I losing all this muscle? But then once I got back, after that second day, and I started eating again after the 65 hours, I ate that first meal and then went in the next day, and I was taking 315 and just throwing around like it wasn't nothing. I think when we were, I wasn't doing the fast when we went last May, but what was it? I did 315 for 13. And I mean, that's whenever I was training with Kim Dirks, the world's strongest woman. Dude, I was like 315 for a set of 13. I'm like, bro, that's real deal weight. Now, I mean, I know guys that can do it for like 20 or 25, whatever, but I was proud of
Jeff.
that. Yeah. Jeff now, boy, he been getting them. I noticed is how thick Jeff's hands are. For a guy that doesn't do the physical labor, you got some thick ass hands. Look at those bear paws.
High blood pressure, maybe.
Good point. Well, let's lead to this.
I wonder if it has anything to do with his snoring.
Could be.
So it's just, to me, is what struck me as odd is how I'm hearing of more men who it just started with. I just started snoring. And then my workout partner just started snoring. And then Ryan.
Well, we are getting
just
back
started
to,
snoring.
I mean, allergies are starting to hit now. You got, I started seeing the trees starting to bloom.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have something to do with that. It could also have to do with stress.
Could be all that vid out there too.
Yeah, it
All
could
that
be the
coke.
vid.
I am heavier than I've been in a long time.
Well, you look great.
Well, I
I was
appreciate
literally
that.
thinking earlier when you took your shirt off in there to change into the refined as fuck shirt. I was sitting there looking at him. I was like, dang. I said, oh, Jeff's looking buffed up, son.
Thanks, man.
Did you work out today?
Thank y'all. I did.
What'd you do?
Cardio and back and
Oh.
traps.
I did back and buys and 20 minutes on the recumbent bike with my only thing I can do right now.
I built a backsplash.
You built well. That's a lot of hard work. Well, no, I would just say this. It could have to do with that. I mean, I think another thing too is a lot of people they don't understand like clean out your nostrils and clean out your stuff before you go to sleep. I mean, I'm not saying go get a neti pot or whatever the thing is that Jerry did the other night, but really go in and like blow, even if you don't think, oh, I can breathe fine. Go in and blow your nose. You probably got stuff in there. Your nose nose hairs are meant to catch particles and dust and stuff like that and bacteria and all this stuff. Like, go blow your nose out really good, clean everything out really good. You'll sleep better because you'll be able to breathe better. So highly suggest that.
I've also seen people wearing the hostage tape during workouts. 'Cause it makes them breathe through the nose.
Nah, it's just because they got a partner like Vinny and they're trying to get him to shut up. And they're like, I'm trying to work out here.
I mean, theoretically, if you're breathing for working out, like you should be breathing in your nose and blowing
And
out your mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Especially if you're like recovery breathing, you would, like call it purslet breathing, where you're like, so you breathe in as long as you can and you blow out as fast as you can. That's called purslet breathing.
Now, is that weightlifting or is that running as well?
That's I mean, it's
that
just
anything-
if you're
anything?
recovering. So if you're out of breath or you're say you've worked out, you've done a hit set, or maybe you did a heavy squat set and you're done, you're like, and you're trying to catch your breath. So you're trying to get as much oxygen as you can because your blood gets oxygenated and all this other kind of stuff. So when you breathe in, so it's in with the good, out with the bad, There's another thing called double breathing where you, so you're going to breathe in as long as you can, and just when you can't think you can do it no more, stop, then take one more big breath in through your nose and then blow out your mouth.
See, we're learning a lot here.
Well, there's a lot of different, breathing is so huge. Breathing has become a big part of
Life.
health and, yeah.
It's a big part of life.
Well, God is our breath. He's the breath of life, But there's so much in breathing that can really help you calm your nerves. That double breathing is probably what they say is the most the best way to calm your nerves if you're like super anxiety and you're super nervous about something. Say you're, if you're like a lot of people are scared of public speaking. If you're getting scared and you're getting to go on stage, like and do that, 5, 6, 7 times.
Or you could just not speak.
Nah, bro, you got to face your fears. And that's why I'm going to go fight a bunch of cats tomorrow. I'm not scared of cats. I don't really know what I'm afraid of.
I mean, you're not scared of like a gang of cats, a gang of angry cats?
What about a gang of birds? Like all the birds?
That's
Remember that
horrible.
movie Birds?
Yeah.
Was that the one with Sandra Bullock? What was the movie? What was the movie that was all the rage there for a little while with Sandra Bullock?
No, the birds come out in like the
Speed.
70s.
Huh?
Speed.
Miss
No,
Congeniality.
the one with all the birds.
I
Where
don't
the
pay
birds
attention.
start killing everybody in the town.
That was Sandra Bullock?
Wasn't it?
Oh,
I don't know.
remember.
Shit.
We're going to give some free press. Shout out, no free shout out. Oh, sorry. That's the Bussin' with the Boys thing. I'm going to be on that podcast one day. I don't know when.
Are you?
Someday. Anyway, so snoring is definitely, I think, a cause of a lot of arguments. I think just, go ahead.
Bird Box.
Bird Box.
Did you see it?
No.
No.
What the fuck? Everybody else saw it. Y'all are the only
I
ones
never
that
even heard of
didn't.
it until this
But I
morning.
am in my Amazon cart right now, and I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. Is I'm going to order a bat box or a bat house, like a bird house, but a bat house.
See, when you said bat box, I thought you was going to start playing some baseball or something.
So does that like attract the bats to the house at night? What's cracking?
Yeah, because I was reading about it, and apparently bats.
Get rid of your mosquitoes.
Well, they get rid of your bugs and stuff, but bats are almost as useful as bees. Like the amount that they do for everything, for trees. Like the number one cause of trees coming down actually isn't mankind. It's different bugs that these bats eat up and keep them from killing the trees.
You ever been in
So-
Austin when all the bats fly out from under the bridge? Like
No, but I was
millions
in a
of bats.
cave last week where a bunch of bats flew out.
You ever seen
Kinda
that flying
cool.
fox down in South America?
No.
Dude, look it up. Flying fox. It's literally a bat that's bigger than a fox.
That's cool.
So here,
Who
what
is
I'm
calling
so
me?
instead of having my yard around the pool, I've got
My
a tree
loving
line
wife.
running down the side of our house,
Mm-hmm.
and we always get through spring and summer and fall get sprayed for mosquitoes,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really fix the problem. Like when we're out by the pool, like especially in the evening.
Mhm.
So bats.
Well, so that was part of it too, because like these little bugs come all around the table when we were trying to hang out on the patio or back porch or whatever, and I was like, I wonder. I'm gonna get one. We can see what happens.
Well, I might get one and see what happens. I'm sold.
Well, I
Yeah.
found the prettiest one.
Okay, well send it to me when you get a chance.
It's called the Bat Cave, and it has this giant bat that actually fights crime with a little bird or a little.
Well,
robin.
first
Man,
off,
that'd be
how much
cool.
is the prettiest one you found?
$34.
Okay, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can handle that. I can
you,
swing
you,
that.
you knew Jen's taste. You started to think,
It could have been 3,400.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
really think
I'm
it's
just,
like,
I'm just
she
gonna
brought
deal
it
with the
up.
bugs.
She brought up, she's like, we should get a bat house. And before I was like, I'm on this. Because, like, I don't know why. If my wife.
Because
brings
you
up
have the
something
only
strange
black,
to
you
do,
have
I'm
the
like, let's
only
do
black
that.
house in the neighborhood.
Yes, and I
Go to Jared's house is
I
like the
secretly
Adam-
want bats flying out from around the back of my house.
He's basically the Adams family. That's what Jared. Well, let's see how many. Well, no, you got way more than just Wednesday and Pugsley and Cousin It and Thing. Whoever else lived in that house.
I think Cash would be Cousin It.
Is he hairy enough yet?
No, but he's Cash. He's just.
I want to be Lurch. I'm not that tall, but
I need you to shave the beard for next time we come in. Watch and shave the beard. Just full Mark Wahlberg.
I'm not shaving my beard for you. I'll wear the watch.
hey, here's what I want to do when I'm on the road with him.
I know that was asking
He's
a
gonna be
lot.
asleep. He's gonna be in there shaving. I'm gonna bump him back. Saying, oh.
That's why I don't room with you anymore.
Yeah, I did that one time. I was trying to shave, and I got in there and I just got to going too fast.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I didn't
dude.
realize that my guard wasn't on, and I went and my whole mustache was gone. This piece right here was gone. I was like, so I'm like, okay, well I'll just shave the mustache only, and I was just gonna have I got a Amish beard. I was like, okay, that looks like crap. You know what? I'll just shave it down to just a goatee, and then I was like, all right, screw it. I shaved completely. Literally, my son, he was at the time, he's probably 2 years old. He's like, Like he didn't know
He
who
didn't
it
know
was.
you. Yeah.
And that's back when I wore the bigger beard, not quite as big as his, but bigger beard there for a while. All right, guys. So let's wrap this up. I don't know how many minutes we're in, but talk about
Wrapping up.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up. Speaking of sleeping, so
So many-
what? So you're using the hostage tape. You feel like it's doing good for you.
Yeah, there's options out there. Don't sleep in separate rooms without exploring there's inexpensive options out there for sure.
Okay, and so that's working for you now. Is there a thought process of going in for a sleep study?
Nah, because I'm not going to go for the CPAP stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
even if it means your marriage.
Hostage tape has saved it. That and the stiffies.
Stiffies and hostage
I'll
tape.
try the stiffies first.
Normally, if you get hostage tape put on you, stiffies are coming at some point. What about you, Jared?
He said stiffies are coming.
The stiffies are coming. The stiffies are coming. One if by land, two if by sea.
I mean, it's rare that she wakes me up for it. If anything, I probably need to do something about farting during my sleep. She seems to get pretty aggravated about that.
You know what's been great? My wife has not had a sense of smell since she got COVID.
It's not about the smell; it's about the grossness of it. Apparently, because I like to sleep on my side, I'll get my butt tucked right on her leg, and she's like, "I can feel it. I can feel that."
I had a guy tell me today he went carnivore diet. He does eat fruit, so he eats a lot of red meat
Is that your boy
and fruits.
Is that your boy from the chef guy?
No,
He does.
But
carnivore.
He does carnivore
and
too.
a
yeah.
banana every now and then.
So you know what? I'm gonna check in with him. But the guy today so he's been doing it for 40. I think he said close to 45 days. He don't have gas. His gas is just went away.
Is he
No gas.
shredded?
I don't know.
Is he losing
He's
weight?
not in
Is
bad
he-
shape.
Is he feeling? Oh yeah.
I mean,
not in bad
carnivore
shape.
diet is really just what?
I mean, you're really just eating meat, more red meat, because it has,
I got no problem with that.
it's got more carnitine in it, it's got more creatine in it, it's got more, stuff, things like that in it.
Almost.
Come on in. L-theanine, L-thionine, L-sanicide, cyanide, lots of other stuff. But yeah, so it's one of those deals where I'm venturing into it myself. My issue is you're supposed to eat a more fatty cut of meat. And I've always been on this like super lean sirloin, like really, that's the kind of stuff I always cook. And I just cook it in my little skillet. What I did this last time is I got a bunch of more, fatty marbleized looking pieces of meat and I cooked them in my oven. And they turned out really nice. You got to put butter on it and the whole thing. I enjoyed it. I felt really good a couple of days I was able to do it. And of course, whenever I went on the road, it was like trying to find it. It's like, oh yeah, you can go to a steakhouse and get that. It's going to cost you $75.
Yeah.
So it's like, to me, it's the biggest thing is like, okay, what am I eating? How am I, eating all that? And then is it affordable? Especially with the fact that I still got to buy all the other food for the rest of the family. So that's what we need to do is find a butcher somewhere that'll, get us some good deals on some meat.
Yeah.
But I'll do it with you if you want to do it. Let's go.
I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
Let's go full carnivore.
And I'm glad you, Alex.
Why
Blue, we
no
gotta get him back
vegetables
on.
though?
So vegetables have oxalates in them that can actually cause negative things. Not all vegetables. There are some vegetables that it's Brussels sprouts, asparagus. There's a couple that I guess are somewhat approved in some versions of carnivore. The ones that are true carnivore, literally, I mean, you're eating a steak with butter and salt on it, and that's it. And they're like no sugar. I mean, I think if it's a seeded fruit or a berry, like a strawberry, blueberry, blackberry, or raspberry, I think are somewhat okay. Like lower sugar fruits, and then they have to have a seed, right? It's fruits that have a seed.
I don't know.
I have to look up everything. I'm not an expert on it by any stretch of the imagination, but I've seen everything from people's guts being completely healed from it, and all kinds of great things. Now, obviously, there's people out there that say vegan is the way to go and only eat plants.
Yeah.
The way they explain it is meat is for food, plants are for medicine.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, Layla just found out that she had a pretty severe allergy to gluten, and when we started looking through that and really figuring into that and diving into it, the reality was that it hit me as I was researching. I was like,
I have all
every time that I've been on a good healthy diet, I was gluten free. Like when you really go like any diet you've put me on or Sloan's put me on, those diets are pretty much gluten free.
Yeah.
It's just vegetables, eggs, lean meats, and berries, and Greek yogurt. And
I was surprised to find out that you can have Greek yogurt too. You gotta have like full fat though. But I was surprised to find out that spinach is actually the highest in oxalates of all the greens and stuff. And
but you said asparagus and Brussels were
I have to go back and read it. They don't.
Because I eat those excessively.
No, they're the ones that don't have oxalates in them, which I think is asparagus, Brussels, fibrous type, the more fibrous ones. So, like, I know for me, if I eat broccoli, you don't want to be in the room with me for the next 24 hours.
Same.
I mean,
And if I cook broccoli, it's going to smell the same way during the cooking process as it does when it comes out.
Whole house, bro.
But apparently,
it's not bad when you're cooking it, but when you walk in and
that's
someone's
the other thing.
cooking
So,
broccoli, you're like, whoo.
Yeah, or cabbage. Ugh.
Or cats. What?
Almost messed up. Almost said it.
Almost said it.
All right,
Wait,
time.
I did say it.
But so the vegetables have oxalates and stuff. It needs to be more people there's probably more people way more educated on this than me.
Probably.
I mean, I have been watching TikTok. Okay. Now there was something that was important that I was going to say. Greek yogurt, full fat. You can have full fat milk, but it has to. Oh, you're supposed to eat grass-fed beef because you're eating something that is fed by plants. So it makes the meat better and all this other stuff. But the way your body is designed is to take in meat. That's what they're saying. Now, like I said, whoever they are, I mean, there's people that have had great experiences from it. The only negative that I've seen is some people said that their cholesterol did increase. Mm-hmm. So,
I mean,
I think I'm gonna try it.
It still blows my mind.
It
still blows my mind thinking about
Andy Holmes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's about to open back up. Mm-hmm. It still blows my mind thinking about like taking my dog in and them telling us that he has cancer and he's got like 3 weeks to live. Changed his diet to raw beef, chicken, livers, hearts, gizzards, broccoli, berries, Greek yogurt, and pumpkin. And that was like 5 years ago now. Still acting like a puppy. But I look at that though and I'm like, if I ate like that every day, I'd be trim as I could be, feel amazing,
We should all.
Now, if you give him a chance to get into the cookies, he will. We just don't. He didn't have thumbs, so it makes it real hard on him.
But
maybe I should cut off my thumbs, dude. That's the true.
Dude, I will cut your thumbs off.
Dude, I should cut off my thumbs. I'll never figure out how to get in like this.
I bet you would.
I mean, dude, you know me. I'd be over there with that package.
Yeah. Jared'd be like, "Hey, Vinny, I need you to come over for a minute." Why? You remember how I helped you build that fence in your backyard? Yeah. Well, I actually helped you build the fence. You built the fence. I was there. Yeah, I need you to open a bag of cookies. Can I have some of them? Yes. All right, I'm on my way. I'll be there in 10. I'm going to sneak out while my kids ain't looking. I won't tell them about the cookies either. All right, y'all. That's the end of this episode. It was a fun episode. Sleep with your wives. Don't sleep with other people's wives. That's probably not a good idea.
Whether you snore or not, don't do that.
Yeah. Look for a way to be able to stay in the room with her, or ladies, look for a way if you're the snorer, because women snore too. We're not trying to discontinue anybody there. Discontinue?
I think we get discontinued.
Anyways, just don't take it out on your partner if they snore. Help them find a way to get better. Help them find a way to do it. Don't kick them in the back and pinch their nerves. It's not the way to go, because you're only going to make the snoring worse for all his friends as well. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Go sleep with your wives. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
He just prayed us out.
Oh, man.
Did you have fun tonight, buddy?
Can't ever say we're not a damn good time.